What happens to brand new cars that never get sold? It's one of the most common questions I get asked. People wondering what's going to happen because I constantly come across 2023s, even some 2022s still sitting on the lot. It's become a common issue. Old new stock with these dealerships. They're getting stuck with a lot of old inventory. So what do they do to sell this stuff? Well, first you have to realize how it works with the dealership and manufacturer. Because of franchise laws, the dealership stuck with the inventory most of the time. The dealership purchased the inventory from the manufacturer and it's their responsibility. Most of the time, they use something called a floor plan to finance the millions and millions of dollars of brand new vehicles sitting outside on the lots. And it might have 60 to 90 days interest free or very low interest, but after that, it starts ticking up and it costs money to keep these vehicles sitting on the lot because interest charges and insurance just sitting there, it costs money. And it comes right out of the dealership's profit. So the longer the car sits there, the worse it is for these dealers, but I've seen some for over 900 days still sitting on the lot. So what do these dealerships do? Well, you would think the first thing they would do is just discount the dang thing properly. But most of the time, the dealers that got stuck with this old inventory are the real greedy ones that were doing markups. When it came in 2022, 23, they were doing a markup. That's why they didn't sell it, and that's why it's still there. Now it's been 2 to 3 years, and they're finally taking off the market adjustment. They're finally discounting the vehicle 10,000, but it's still not enough. So most dealerships don't even properly discount the inventory because at the right price, it would sell. But instead, they would much rather do something called a spiff, which is like a bonus for a salesperson. So they say this car has a spiff on it. So anytime a customer comes in to look at vehicles, they're going to bring up this car, even though they're not even looking at that kind of vehicle. And the salesman's like, hey, it's a good deal. It's this much off MSRP. And it's all because they're trying to sell it because they get that bonus. And I've been seeing this happen a lot more as dealerships are using it in their loaner car programs. So they all need service loaners all the time, especially nowadays with all these cars breaking down. And the manufacturer itself will actually pay the dealership to put a car in the loaner car program. And so they can put the old inventory in there, let it sit there, let it stack up some miles, and they get paid from the manufacturer. And then whenever they go to sell it, they will sell it at a discount and feel better about discounting it. Because again, it will sell for the right price, but half the time these vehicles are just too dang overpriced. And most dealerships' management staff also get a demo vehicle as well, so maybe they can give one of those that are just sitting around, not sold, give it to the demo, put some miles on it, and then discount it later. That's the whole deal. Now, one of the last options they have is sending it to a dealership auction. This is where they can sell it immediately, but it's going to be to another dealership for pennies on the dollar. Because that other dealership knows it's 2023, it's brand new, it doesn't have any miles, it's been sitting forever. But a dealership auction, everything sells almost every time, but it's going to be for much less than what the dealership wants, and they don't get any of the finance money, which is where they want it. So if a customer comes in and they lose $10,000 selling a vehicle, which is pretty rare, but on old inventory, that's what they should be doing. Discount it like no other, just lower, lower, lower until someone finally comes in. They can make it up on the finance department, the back end, selling all the warranties and all this stuff for these vehicles. That's where they can make a lot of money up. But when you send it to auction, you lose all that. It's just straight cash deal. And even if you are able to get a good deal on this old new stock, what about the problems? I mean, some of these vehicles have been outside for 3 years with very little movement. I mean, I see the same car sitting in the same spot. It's a 2023, and cars are meant to be driven, not to be sitting, especially for years and years, and that's what they've been doing. And you got to think it's a brand new vehicle that's just been sitting. So dealerships have a few options, from sending it to auction to offering a bonus / spiff for the salespeople. They can include it in their loaner car program, or Lasfit is today's video sponsor, and Lasfit's a company that offers a lot of products, including their floor mats. And whether you're buying a new vehicle or keeping your old one, you want to protect it. And so Lasfit's floor mats are 3D scanned, so they fit perfectly in the vehicle. And since they are all-weather floor mats, they have raised edges, and they will definitely help for spills or anything like that, because something always happens. And then also, they're easy to clean. You take them out, spray them down, they're easy. It's just easy to put in, easy to take out, easy to clean all the way around. So whether you're keeping your current car or getting a new one, you want to go ahead and protect it with some Lasfit all-weather floor mats. And you can see that the Lasfit all-weather floor mat provides much more protection than a standard floor mat would, and they're so so much easier to clean. And you can get 20% off your order if you use discount code TOM20, TOM20. The link is in the description. Check out Lasfit floor mats and get 20% off with TOM20. They can include it in their loaner car program, or they can just discount the car properly. That's what you would think they would do from the first place, but it seems like they'll try anything but discounting the vehicle where it needs to be, because if it was the right price, it would sell. And I don't think dealerships can hold off much longer. I mean, obviously they've had to pay off this inventory. When a vehicle sits and it's a 2023, 2022, most likely the dealership just went ahead and paid that vehicle off instead of holding a floor plan, which most of them aren't even that long, and it would be so much in interest, but they can't pay off every vehicle. They don't have enough capital to do that. So the more they have that are sitting around for longer periods of time, the worse it is for the dealer. And the more money it costs them, because it still costs money sitting there on the lot. And I haven't seen 1,000 days yet on a car lot, but we are very close. We will see vehicles that have been sitting on the lot, 2022s and 23s, for over 1,000 days at the car lot. And if you think about the build date and all that, that was months before. Some of these vehicles are years and years old, and the dealership's still trying to sell it as it's new. It's the craziest thing ever to see all this old new stock sitting around at all these dealerships. But now you know a few options that dealerships have with this old inventory, what they're going to do when they have all this stuff sitting around. Let me know what you think. Have a great day and stay blessed.